are live. Hello, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on the Human Resources Group on Facebook, where we're live streaming this morning. My name is Peter Galt with the Pete Talks Jobs Show. And of course, the Pete Talks Jobs Show is a syndicated podcast that reaches out to a little over 112,000 weekly listeners through podcast syndication. Thank you all so very, very much, everybody who tunes in every week. Absolutely love that you give some of your time to us, to the show, to the employers that sponsor their jobs, and the career seekers looking for work. Thank you very much. Additionally, the Pete Talks Jobs Show airs on a couple of internet radio stations. You can see, actually, I'm looking down because my coffee's there and I don't want to spill it whilst gesturing, but you can see one of the internet radio stations right here is we're on the air live at 24/7 WPL. And really happy to be there. And of course, we also are on 216thenet, 216thenet.com, which is a unique internet radio station in that they only focus on positive aspects of subjects and feature inspiring shows for your daily dose of encouragement, hence the Pete Talks Jobs Show. So we're very thrilled to be on both 24/7 WPL and 216 The Net. And additionally, we want to mention a couple of sponsors very quickly, and we'll be moving along here very rapidly today. For 216 The Net, Natural Therapy Wellness Center, 815-385-8190. Everybody, forgive me. I'm going to pause just a moment. I forgot to do something extraordinarily crucial. If I can, if I cannot, everybody seeing this live, what you're witnessing is me going back and hitting the record button for the podcast portion. And oh my goodness, you know what? This has been one of those mornings. I'll tag I'm not going to make you guys sit through the whole intro again here on Facebook. It's been one of those mornings. I apologize, folks. And of course, you see a guest sitting here, and we'll be talking with Jeff here shortly. For 216 The Net now, we are actually going to mention one of their sponsors, Natural Therapy Wellness Center, 815-381. Let's slow down and do this correctly. What a day. 815-385-8190. You can also go to McHenryMassage.com. Now, of course, a massage can be a great way to pamper yourself. It can also help alleviate and sometimes even cure ailments that, bother you on a day-to-day basis that people deal with. You can contact them today to speak with one of their massage therapists. They are certified. Natural Therapy Wellness Center, 815-385-8190. Or you can, of course, go to McHenryMassage.com. And for 24/7 WPL Internet Radio, love eggs. 24/7 WPL loves eggs. They love eggs from VitalFarms.com. Ethical eggs from happy pasture-raised hens. VitalFarms.com, delicious eggs from healthy, happy hens. So thank you very much, Vital Farms. And everybody, thank you so much for bearing with me. Hey, if you're going to have a problem, you might as well have it live, right? So it's just one of those days. Very quickly, though, we do want to mention right off the bat one of our employers who does have a position open, and this position is for a media buyer. It is with Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. They are owned by the Forest County Potawatomi tribe. They are at 1721 West Canal Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53233. Now, you can learn all about the media buyer role by going to www.paysbig.com/careers. paysbig.com/careers. Now, they actually have quite a few openings available, but the media buyer actually has quite the long description. You can also find it on LinkedIn if you search LinkedIn for media buyer for Potawatomi Hotel. And they've got all the essential, well, not all, they have quite a few listed on LinkedIn. Now, I'm going to talk about 6 of their essential functions. They have 7 more listed, so definitely go to LinkedIn, check it out. But one is gather information from media vendors, rates, avails, deadlines, etc. Input avails into the media buying software program. Perform daily maintenance of media schedules. conduct market research, maintain up-to-date research, and assist in organization and execution of secured promotional opportunities. Now, those are the 6 top listed functions for the media buyer role with Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Now, also, they do have quite a long list of job requirements made available there. I'm going to just touch on the first 3, because it is a very long list, and I'd rather you go look on their website and on their LinkedIn listing so that you can see the entirety of what the media buyer entails when you submit your resume to them. But job requirements there are a bachelor's degree in business, marketing, or communication, or related field with 2+ years of related experience. If you do not have the degree and the 2+ years of experience, then they would like candidates with 4 years of ad agency, marketing agency related experience. And out of that, 1 year experience in planning and media buys is preferred. Now that's one. Number 2, office skills, the use of standard office equipment and knowledge of Microsoft Office. And number 3, the ability to use strong organizational skills and manage multiple job duties. This particular role has a need to manage multiple duties and multiple things going on all at once, as you might well imagine. Potawatomi Hotel and Casino, if you're not familiar, they actually employ more than 1,000 people, 1,000 employees. They were founded in 1991. Again, you can go to paysbig.com/careers. And they actually, in addition to the media buyer role, they actually have career opportunities available in over 30 different departments. It's a very large Milwaukee employer. They offer insurance benefits, paid time off benefits, all kinds of things, and just much, much more. So if you're interested, again, go to www.paysbig.com/careers. Check out the media buyer role. You can even search that on LinkedIn, and you can look at all of the other opportunities they have open across, again, 30 different departments. So now we're going to move right into shelter insurance, which is why Jeff is here this morning. Jeff Ferguson is the recruiting and development specialist with Shelter Insurance, and out of their Algonquin, Illinois location, they are looking for their next great agent. Jeff, instead of going over your whole job that I usually talk about here, since I have you here, why don't you talk a little bit about that right off the bat? Tell everybody who you're looking for, the role you're trying to fill, and what a great candidate might be.
What Shelter's looking for, first and foremost, is somebody that is ultimately connected to the community. Okay, that has kind of been in and around McHenry County, Kane County, Lake County, that is able to get out and network, meet business owners, connect with people. That is the biggest thing. We also would really like somebody that has got some experience as far as maybe owning their own business, that has run their own situation. So, because there's a lot that goes into that. You've got not just the business side, but obviously the sales are important. Okay, but there's a whole other aspect to owning a business and having your name on the door. So it's really important that you have an understanding of that going into it. I think probably the last thing, and quite possibly the most important thing, is somebody that's very interested in helping people. We're looking for the person with the big heart that is going to put other people's needs before their own, and wants to work and build a business.
Oh, great. Now, in that, and in what you've described, what you're looking for, that's all down in Algonquin,
Correct.
Illinois?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Now, what is it about Shelter that you enjoy most? Why do you enjoy working with Shelter?
I'll tell you, I started with Shelter about 15 months ago. And one of the things that I noticed right off the bat was the people. It truly is a family type of atmosphere. So I've never had the opportunity in a company where I've got direct access to vice presidents. I've got direct access to directors of marketing, people that can give me answers when I have questions. If I can't get a hold of somebody that's maybe right above me, so it's always a situation of being a family type of a feeling about it. Everybody's treated very well. Everybody's treated with a huge amount of respect, and I can't. It's funny. I tell people when I talk to them, I'm like, I can't explain to you what's in my heart about this company, because it's that good.
Wow. Now, how long have you been with Shelter?
About 15 months. 16 months. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just about a year and a half?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
Close to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how does it compare with your past career experience? What led you there, I guess, is what I'm asking.
Well, I am in the recruiting and development specialist role now. I started as an agent. My background is heavy in recruiting. So when I started my agency in Algonquin, which is the agency that I'm now filling, okay, they knew that about me. And that was one of the things that they saw as far as being able to connect with people. And so I did that until about the middle of October. And this position came open, and it gave me an opportunity to marry two things that I love. So I really love the recruiting aspect of just getting a chance to talk to people, understand what it is that they're looking for, and move them forward in their career. But then also, insurance is kind of in my blood. I grew up in it. My father was a State Farm agent in Crystal Lake, Illinois, for 31 years. So I swore I'd never get into it because I didn't want to live in that shadow. But here I am.
And here you are. So now, I know, and I said this to you last time we had you on the show, but I know that every job is not just all milk, honey, rainbow farting unicorns. I get that. So, and it's every day of the week, it's something new, something different. But, what are maybe some of the challenges you faced in your career that, understanding that while you really, really love where you are, there are certainly some challenges that come about on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely. And I think one of the biggest challenges that I faced right off the bat with starting that agency and then moving into this role, and it's actually helped me moving into this role because I grew up in Huntley, which is in the area in McHenry County, and had moved away for quite a while, and came back and realized that I knew a lot of people, but I didn't know a lot of business owners. I wasn't in the networking world.
Okay.
And
right.
So getting into the networking world was probably the biggest challenge that I faced to begin with, but understanding that in insurance, it's one of those things of there's you need to keep showing up. Okay, I mean that's the big thing. When you keep showing up, you start to develop relationships. Developing relationships is the key to anything, I think. And so as you continue to do that and you move forward and you keep showing up, then it was, hey, that's that guy that was here last week. And then it's that guy that was here 2 weeks ago. Then it's Jeff with Shelter. And then it's, hey, how you doing? And now, things are a little different. And so moving into the recruiting role has helped me from the perspective, or I should say, working in the agency and going through the networking process, understanding what groups to go to. And I try to get to all of them, quite honestly. Has helped me understand that you really, we all need each other, and that's, I'm hoping, that as we move forward in this process from a recruiting perspective, somebody's going to pop up that I know from someplace and it's going to say, hey, I know the perfect person for you, and so I just continue to do that thing.
Awesome. Now, what are some of the challenges you've had recruiting for this particular role?
I think probably the biggest challenge is that the shelter name and brand is just not real strong yet in Northern Illinois. We're in the process of doing that.
Okay.
And so when I tell people about shelter insurance, the first thing that I get usually is, okay, who are you? You know, and so I walk them through the company history. We're based in Columbia, Missouri. We've started in 1946.
Oh, wow.
We've got over $6 billion, under asset management. We're a strong company. We're conservative company. We definitely grow a little bit at a time. But one of the, I think probably the strongest things that drew me to shelter was that we absolutely take care of our people. And, you know, it is not, when we tell you that we're going to pay a claim in 24 to 48 hours, we do it. Wow. And stuff. So it's, those are the things that brought me there. Okay. Challenge wise, as far as moving forward with candidates and whatnot, it's getting over that hurdle first, and then helping them understand. And then, like I said, trying as best that I can to lay out what the agency opportunity is for them. And then, but also kind of trying to convey to them as well what I was talking about earlier, which is, you know, that thing in my heart that says, hey, you know, I mean, this is definitely something for you to look at. Awesome.
Now, with that in mind, for candidates who might be watching or come back and watch this later or hear the show on one of the stations or the podcast, anybody listening who might be interested in an opportunity, could you describe maybe as an agent what they might expect, since you've been through this, that first quarter, that first 3 months, 6 months, maybe even up to the first year, what expectations would be as they're going into this?
Well, as you start your shelter career, one of the very first thing you're going to do once we bring you on board is you're going to spend the first week with me. I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know as far as the computer system is concerned, and get you up to speed there. Okay, and we're going to start building foundations for what a good agency looks like. All right, so that's going to be your first week. Within the first month, you'll go to Columbia. We have a school that we call Fundamentals 1, which is our property and casualty school. You'll be in Columbia for 10 days, and then you'll come back. You'll be in your agency for about another month. Then you'll go back to Columbia for what we call Fundamentals 2, which is our life school, and you'll be there for 10 days. And then you'll come back and you'll have about an 8-week period where you'll work with your district sales manager, who's, by the way, is your district sales manager is involved from day one. Okay, and so you'll work with your DSM, and in that 8-week period after Fundamentals 2, to hit a couple of different benchmarks that they lay out for you. Okay, as far as just solidifying what you learned in Fundamentals 2, and then you're kind of off and running. One of the things that is really important to me from a recruiting perspective, and especially having coming out of agency, is to kind of try to lay down that first week what a daily schedule should look like, or what a daily schedule, you know, I mean, is going to make you successful in doing this. And so your first quarter, you're doing a lot of training, but then after you're off and running, you'll sit with your DSM once or twice a month, and just kind of keep tabs on numbers and whatnot, and then you're going.
Now, with regard to going and getting out there, you mentioned that one of your challenges as you started and became an agent and started going was getting into that networking realm, that networking circle. What were some of the groups that you found helpful, supportive? Let me back that up. How did you first discover the groups that you needed to go to? Because a lot of people go, I hear about them, I have no idea where they are.
Right. Okay, so the very first thing that I did, interestingly enough, the very first networking group that I ever attended was Coffee with Pete on Friday mornings.
Oh,
yes.
if anybody knows Friday mornings with Pete, don't ever call it a networking group.
Exactly. It's not a networking group, but let me tell you,
Well, I'm glad you did.
No, that was the very first thing that I did.
Which is how I met Jeff.
Exactly, and the gentleman that was in the spot that I'm in is the one that introduced me to it.
Wade.
Because Wade Maupin.
Awesome.
And Wade actually got introduced to it by another insurance agent here locally in the area, Jerry Settles.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So that was my first foray into starting to get into groups and meeting people.
Wow, talk about baptism by fire.
I'll tell you, it was interesting.
That's not your traditional.
Why
no one actually calls that a networking group. It's really, but the cool thing is networking happens organically.
Absolutely.
It happens structured as well. Yeah. What were some of the other groups that you found?
Well, the second thing that I did was that I got involved with 3 different chambers. I got involved up here in McHenry, Crystal Lake, and Algonquin. And I started attending all of their events to kind of branch out and meet different people and start to build that network of people. I'll tell you, those chambers are invaluable. They really are. They give you a place to go, number one, okay? Mm-hmm. And then as you develop relationships with people, you meet other people that have got different networking events. And so you end up going to those and you're meeting new people mm-hmm. that you haven't met before. And, it kind of morphs. It just branches out. And then pretty soon, and the big thing with those, interestingly enough, and I found this out pretty quick, the big thing with those is you don't just show up, okay? You're meeting people, you're making you're taking the opportunity to develop those relationships, but you're following up with them too. Yeah. Okay. Because if you don't follow up, you may run into them again, you may not, yeah. So that piece is really important. So the chambers were a big piece for me as well.
Okay. So now for anybody who might really be interested in a career opportunity with through Jeff with Shelter Insurance, again, networking, being out there, making yourself present, and the follow-up is crucial. But that's crucial no matter what you're doing, if you're in sales. And by the way, if you're looking for a new career, you're in sales. You may not want to hear that, but it's true because you're selling yourself. Mm-hmm. You are your product when you are career searching. Yeah. Now, also, and Jeff, I'm sorry, I keep referring here because there are a couple of questions that I want to make sure that I ask. But with regard to finding that right candidate, because I know you've been looking for a little while. We've been talking about it here on the show. Mm-hmm. What is that right candidate going to look like? I know that you talked about the qualifications of the job right. and that, but when you see, hear, and meet that candidate, you go, that's the person that's going to do stellar in this. What are they going to look like? Who is that person?
That person is probably first and foremost hungry. Okay. Somebody that is interested in connecting with people. Okay. That is, as we spoke about earlier, has got a good heart, wants to put other people first above themselves. That is a big component for me. I go, and I say this, I go a lot by my gut, and so when I meet somebody and I'm talking to them, I can kind of get a feeling as to whether or not, in our world, if they're tire kicking or if they're serious. Right. Okay. One of the things that's really important to me is that I'm not out here to sell this job. Okay. Right. I'm out here to present opportunity. And if you see the value in that opportunity, then by all means, if we're on the same page qualification wise, then we'll absolutely move forward. Awesome. So it's, it's kind of, having been in recruiting for 10 years previous to this, and getting an idea of when people are the right fit, and their sense of urgency, and it's served me well so far.
Good. Good. I'm glad. Now, for people that do hear this, and maybe they see it here on Facebook, again, maybe they catch the podcast or on one of the stations, again, 24/7 WPL. By the way, my daughter actually hand painted that for the station. So just a quick plug there. Great. Jeff, for people who are truly interested in learning more and connecting with you, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
2 ways. First, call me, 815-347-3953.
Okay, say that again.
815-347-3953. Okay. Or you can get me via email, which is JFerguson, so JFerguson @Shelter Insurance, ShelterInsurance.com.
Awesome. So if you've got your resume handy and you want to get that off and out to Jeff, shoot it over to JFerguson @shelterinsurance.com, or just make his phone ring. Again, 815-347-3953. And
can I just say something real quick?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Even if you're not necessarily in the market, okay, for looking at a new opportunity, but you're not quite there yet, all right, as far as not sure if you want to make a change, call me. We'll talk through it, okay? And if it's something that makes sense to you, then we can move forward. If it's not, that's fine. I have no problems with somebody saying no to me. Quite frankly, it's the people that just disappear that frustrate me more than anything,
From any, well, and that's certainly, especially here, the show streams live out of the Human Resources group here on Facebook, where we've got a little over 13,000 HR members here. And Jeff, you just hit a huge note that I hear a lot of recruiters and HR people and other just business owners who are responsible for hiring is, if you feel like an opportunity is just not right for you after you've sat down and talked with somebody, it's okay to say no.
It is.
It really is, because that helps not only you move on, but it helps them move on to other candidates. When time is set aside and reserved and you're waiting for somebody to show up and they just don't, no call, no email, at least a text would be nice, but something saying, you know what, I've decided not to sit down again. That's so much appreciated, so much more appreciated than setting, our side of time, our
time aside.
Our time aside. Thank you.
I've got the same problem this morning.
It's boy, I tell you, this morning has been something else for me, and I don't know what or why. We're going to get it under control eventually. I'm so glad Jeff is here today, and you guys don't have to hear me just rambling on all by myself. But when we set our time aside, and then candidates or career seekers just simply disappear, it's really frustrating, because there are other things that, as Jeff, as the recruiting and development specialist for Shelter, he needs to be focusing on and doing. I've been there in my past. I even still work with clients that keep me on retainer for HR stuff, and that includes some recruiting in some cases. So it would be very much appreciated, anybody listening to this, if you just say, if it's not for you, say no. And that's okay. No worries. Jeff, do you want to plug your contact information one more time? And then we're going to move on at the bottom of the hour here.
Sure. It's Jeff Ferguson with Shelter Insurance. My phone number is 815-347-3953. And my email address is jferguson@shelterinsurance.com.
Awesome.
I hope to hear from you.
Thank you
so
Pete. Much. And you're more than welcome to sit around. I'm going to go into friends of the podcast. We're going to plug a little bit more for the station sponsors. And then we're going to talk about our career seekers.
Excellent.
And who knows, maybe you'll hear about somebody here that you're excited about. But the friends of the podcast. These are people who love us so much they want us to tell everybody that they're our friends. And, well, frankly, if they weren't our friends, we wouldn't be talking about them anyway, would we? So friends of the podcast do include HH Staffing Services. They're in Florida. They have their corporate office in Sarasota. They also have locations in Tampa, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, and they are a full-service staffing firm. They do temporary, temp to hire, and direct search recruiting. Again, you can go and learn. You can actually search them on Facebook, HH Staffing Services, or you can go right to their website, hhstaffingservices.com. Awesome people. Darren is the owner. Incredibly cool guy, wonderful guy to talk to. So next we have Jamar, oh man, I love talking to Jamar. And it's been a few weeks since we had coffee again last. Perhaps we won't go quite as long as we did last time. Jamar Sawyer, who you can find here on Facebook as well, is the owner of SMS Solutions, Inc. They too are a temporary staffing, temp to hire staffing firm. They're based in Waukegan, Illinois, and they serve that corridor up and down between Milwaukee to Chicago. And Jamar is looking for people all the time and, help with his clients who need temporary help. And so if you actually are an employer who needs temporary employees in the Milwaukee down through the Chicagoland region and, all the way up and down through that corridor there, reach out to Jamar. You can actually give him a call, make his phone ring. He loves that. 847-461-4344. He's at 1400 Sunset Avenue, number 5 in Waukegan, Illinois. Their zip is 60087. You can also visit his website at superiormshire.com. That's Superior, letter M as in Marvin, S as in Sam, HIRE.com. And of course, another awesome friend of the podcast is Don. I just realized I'm not wearing my PeteTalksJobs name badge today. Again, what a day on this show. I have broken every routine I usually have. I think, frankly, it started because I had to stop, turn around, go back to the house, and put air in my tire on the compressor because my rear tire was like way, way low. And I just threw my groove for some reason. So I got to find it and get it back in here again. Don Severson. Don, thank you for being an awesome friend. Don, I actually know Don also through Friday Mornings with Pete, where I originally met Jeff. Jeff knows Don, yep. As a matter of fact. Don is the owner and founder of Action Result Services, and you can learn all about them at actionresultservices.com. You can shoot Don a note, DON, at actionresultservices.com, and that's services with an S on the end.com, or you can give him a call, 815-276-7511. Don really knows his stuff, and aside from being a really cool guy and a great friend, and not friend to me as well, but to the podcast too, Don actually helps small business owners with the marketing conversion equation. What that means is he helps small business owners dramatically increase revenue and profits through adjusted marketing principles. Before you call Don or before you go to Action Result Services, if you can, scrub your brain of everything you think you know or might have learned about marketing. Because he has a very unique way of showing you that everything you've learned about it is wrong, which at the very first time I heard him say that, I'm like, yeah, right. We've been doing marketing for decades upon decades upon decades. The very first guy who hung out a sign in front of his shop in the medieval times or whatever it was, probably way before that because people were selling and doing stuff way before medieval time. But at any rate, that's marketing. Your sign is marketing. That's marketing right there. Mm-hmm. But Don can actually help you with some serious growth if you're a small business owner, so give him a call. By the way, he happens to be an incredible gourmet pizza chef. He might charge extra for that, but see if you can hit him up.
Multi-talented guy.
Yeah, multi-talented guy. Additionally, friend of the podcast, proclaimed himself friend of the podcast when he was sitting here. Another guest I had is Patrick Canale, who is the McHenry County State's Attorney. Patrick Canale, awesome guy. If you need help or support from the McHenry County, Illinois State's Attorney's Office, Patrick is the McHenry County State's Attorney, you can actually go right to their website. He will return phone calls himself, emails himself. It may take a little bit of time because he's an extraordinarily busy fellow, but he will do it. He's a really, really kind, very cool person. You can go to McHenryCOSAO.com is the website. It's McHenry CO, S as in Sam, AO.com. That's the website. It stands for McHenry. CO stands for county. SAO stands for State's Attorney Office. So McHenry COSAO.com. Shoot him a note. Or just use the phone number that's right there on the website. Patrick will be thrilled to help you out. Now, very quickly, one of the other things we need to do is mention just a couple of sponsors, and I know we're running up here right up on a little bit extra time here, but we want to, for 24/7 WPL, they continue to enjoy eggs. What is it with 24/7 WPL? Hungry for breakfast all the time. They enjoy eggs additionally from Blue Sky Family Farms. Eggs from free-range and pasture-raised hens who are fed a non-GMO verified feed. Blue Sky Family Farms. They are proud to be humane beings who pledge to put the welfare of their chickens, people, and their planet, all of our planet, first. Free-range eggs for the humane race, blueskyfarms.com. So Blue Sky Family Farms, blueskyfarms.com. Check them out. Enjoy the eggs. I've actually eaten them. I've eaten Vital Farms eggs too. They're actually really pretty good. If you like big brown eggs, they're really good. Then also for sponsoring 216 the Net, 216thenet.com, we have mobile accounting, and here we are smack dab in the middle of tax season. Wouldn't you know it? Mobile accounting, 224-321-6859. 224-321-6859, or go to www.mobile.tax, and that's mobile.tax. Experience, education, character, an inherent ability with numbers, and exceptional CPA. These are the reasons why business owners have said they choose Eric Mason of Mobile Accounting for their bookkeeping, payroll, and tax services. So you can check out Mobile Accounting, 224-321-6859, www.mobile.tax. Now, thank you all for bearing with us just a moment on that. We're going to move into career seekers. So career seekers, here we have this group today. We're going to start off with Jacob. Jake, he's an interesting fellow. I actually met Jake in the parking lot of our studio. As a matter of fact, he happened to have his resume. He was looking for work and going to one of the other companies that is here in the building that we're in. And Jake is actually a very well experienced purchasing, shipping, and raw materials assistant manager within a manufacturing setting. Additionally, he has got to learn to shut off his phone. That's me. So sorry, guys. Ay. Again, what a day. Thank you for laughing with me, Jeff.
Oh, you kidding me? We've all been there.
This is just, the last time I had you on, we were sideways on video the entire time. Didn't even know it.
Yes. I'm expecting that to come out this way this time.
Well, I certainly hope not. Hopefully we're straight ways up, but man,
I thought it was a great metaphor for us, actually.
It might be. We're a little sideways. So, back on track. Jake also is has quality experience in the construction field in both heavy machinery as well as hand tools. He's multi-talented in many construction skills, including demolition, remodeling, and rough framing. He's also experienced in the use of heavy machinery. He has a Class B CDL, runs forklifts, skid steers, small cranes, and backhoes. He's involved in daily communication with clients and supervisors on project objectives and project status. So he's very front-facing in the construction industry as well for, client contact. So if you need someone like Jake, shoot him a note. His email is JAKE, M as in Marvin, P as in Pete, IERCE @gmail.com. That's Jake M. Pierce @gmail.com. Shoot him a note. Next up, we have Susan Wardell. Susan is a very well experienced procedural writer. She has a broad knowledge of employee benefits in human resource assistance. She's done project coordination and an extensive amount of workplace training. She is looking for a work environment that is friendly, open with people, welcomes input from their employees, an employer who respects their employees. That's a huge thing. In fact, that's one of the things Jeff was even talking about that makes shelters so special. So if you need someone like Susan, again, procedural writer, broad knowledge of employee benefits, project coordination, and workplace training, shoot her a note. Her email is werdellsusan@gmail.com. WERDELLSUSAN@gmail.com. And now we have Mike Ayala. Mike is actually a recent grad from Eastern Illinois University in Charleston, Illinois. He holds his bachelor's degree in education. And Mike has actually been filling the role and enjoys roles similar to this and would love to find an opportunity wherein he has been working, going in and out of different manufacturing plants, providing inspections and quotes on repairs that need to be done. He also goes throughout plants identifying safety and maintenance gaps, and then also building and implementing long-term safety and maintenance plans. So if you need someone within your manufacturing structure that can do those things for you, again, identifying gaps in your safety, in your maintenance. Maybe you have safety and maintenance issues that pop up every now and then, or maybe something was discovered the last time there was an agency walkthrough, and you said, oh man, we've got a lot of stuff we've got to fix. Well, to avoid that, if you haven't gone through that, you're very fortunate. But to avoid those type of situations, someone like Mike is who you should sit down and talk to, or Mike is who you should sit down and talk to. His email address is Mike, AYALASTER, @gmail.com. I said that very quickly. Mike, AYALASTER, @gmail.com. That's Mike Ayala @gmail.com. Shoot him a note. Now we have Glenn Allen Smith. And Glenn is actually, he's a very well experienced interim C-suite leader. Glenn has actually filled the role of CEO, COO, CFO. He's also been the trusted advisor for over 160 different businesses, ranging in size from startup, brand new, to companies producing 100 million a year plus in sales. He's actually worked for companies and corporations across 16 states in the U.S. So no matter where you are, if you're in urgent need of interim C-suite leadership, someone that can help you establish plans, establish your leadership structure. If you're a startup and getting going, reach out to Glenn. Or if you're a very large company and you're going through leadership changes and you need someone to help fill the interim changes while you make shifts, one form of leadership going out while a new one's coming in, but you still need that leadership role and guidance filled, reach out to Glenn. You can reach him via email, glenn@peakgp.com. That's GLENN @PEAKGP.com. And you can also give him a call. Make his phone ring, 224-888-4501. Again, 224-888-4501. Say, Glenn, we heard about you on the PeteTalksJobs show, and he'll know exactly what you're talking about. Now, next up, we have Beth. Beth is our wonderfully experienced human resources professional and leader. She has filled the role of lead operator. She's also assisted operator supervisors, and she's completed operator scheduling and training, mentored new operators in very, very high call volume environments. She's also provided youth services leadership support in libraries and other youth services departments throughout the Chicagoland area. Additionally, Beth is our person that we talk about, and I enjoy this about her, is that she is dealt with the toughest customers possible, because she's provided not only internal customer support and external customer support for police departments throughout the region, she's also filled And in doing so, she's assisted officers and other police staff gathering and communicating information via radio, writing, all across the board there, but she's also performed jail matron duties. And while your customers are literally captive in that situation, those are, other than kids, those are probably the toughest customers you're ever going to come across. Certainly not happy customers, but she has the wherewithal and professionalism and composure to deal with that. Reach out to Beth if you need a super solid customer service agent, and her email address is, or leader, hannonhouse1@aol.com. That's HANNANHOUSE1@aol.com. Next up, we have Gina, a certified professional in human resources. She holds her PHR certification, and she has over 15 years of progressive human resource experience on a broad range of functions. She's performed a very wide range of complex tasks and really, really very well experienced at using independent judgment. If you need a true HR generalist, shoot Gina a note. Gina is very well versed in compliance and liability, separation, offboarding, employee relations, workplace safety, payroll administration, performance management, recruiting and retention, compensation, and employee benefits. If you are an employer throughout the Chicagoland region, shoot her a note. GRIN as in Nancy, D as in David, T as in Tom, at sbcglobal.net. That's GRINDT@sbcglobal.net. Next up, we have our quote unquote mystery candidates, mystery job seekers. We'll put it that way. These are folks, and anyone can do this, who are somewhat looking, passively looking, kind of like Jeff mentioned before. If you're kind of on the fence, not sure, want to see what's out there, but want people to contact you. Well, but you don't want to use your name. We will assign you a moniker, and then we'll have interested people contact us, and then we'll be the go-between and connecting you there. And employers, just be aware, when you are connecting with someone who is been featured here as a career seeker on PeteTalksJobs, if we're the ones putting you in contact with them, you don't pay any kind of placement fee. This is not like traditional recruiting kind of thing. In fact, I myself only at this point do recruiting for companies that keep me on retainer for HR services. Now, this is Ms. K. Ms. K is an experienced clinical researcher. She has experience in conducting phase 2 through 4 CNS clinical trials. She has experience assisting primary investigators with study procedures across the board. She's been responsible for patient recruitment and screening new patients for current studies. She also performs EKG and phlebotomy. She is IATA certified and, of course, has general office managed experience, etc. If you need a lead clinical researcher or a lead clinical research coordinator, an experienced clinical researcher, reach out to PeteTalksJobs@gmail.com, and I will connect you directly with Miss K. Now, also we have Agent J. Agent J has extensive experience in customer service and customer support leadership in the financial and banking industry. Agent J is interested in opportunities all across Chicagoland, and would love to hear from banking employers, large, small, mid, any size, financial employers. If you've got a financial agency, financial support agency, he would love to hear from you. Agent J is someone who really enjoys employers with an openness to working in an entrepreneurial style, similar to what Jeff had described. And Jay is not for Jeff, by the way. So you know.
Jeff's very happy.
Yeah, and Jeff's very happy. But Agent J, if you're interested in somebody with customer service leadership in either the financial or banking industry, shoot me a note, PeteTalksJobs@gmail.com, and I'll connect you with Agent J. And then we have Agent S. Agent S is actually an incredibly well-experienced sales director, sales leader, someone at the chief sales officer level who's been incredibly good at bringing organizations that are, running maybe 8, 9, 10 million a year up into the 30, 40, 50 million a year sales category, and even beyond that. He's incredibly well adept at helping your sales management teams understand how to train and lead salespeople so that they are focusing on sales behaviors, not statistics. If you focus in as a sales leader on behaviors that result in high sales rewards, those will occur naturally. If you just sit there and say, we have to make 100 calls today to get through to maybe 10 people, out of which one might say yes, those are numbers. It doesn't work. You pound that phone over and over and over, or you're walking in and out of places without a plan, without structure, without targeting. Sales behaviors are much different than just going in and out of doors or picking up the phone and dialing numbers. Those are functions. They're not behaviors. And if you need someone that can lead your company and help you truly grow, reach out to me, PeteTalksJobs@gmail.com, and I will put you in touch with Agent S. Now we're moving along to Justin Francis, really cool, interesting guy. He actually designs complex graphics and animation using independent judgment, creativity, and computer equipment, doing digital animation and digital modeling programs. So this is interesting because in manufacturing, a lot of manufacturers need to digitally model or animate their manufacturing process or procedures so people can actually see it and understand it, rather than, you look at a machine, you see a machine do its thing, got it, but what happens actually to the raw material? Justin can actually animate that, digitally animate it for you as a manufacturer. He can also help you with web design animation. He can help you with app development animation. And if you're a gaming company, probably my guess would that might actually even go right to the top of his list. He'd be thrilled to join a gaming company and work with you on your animation processes for your games. Reach out to Justin, jcfrancis1992 @yahoo.com. That's JC, F as in Frank, R-A, N as in neighbor, C-I, S as in Sam, 1992 @yahoo.com. Now we're going to mention Tony. Tony is a very well experienced, more than a decade of experience in operations and occupational safety management. Highly focused, transparent manager. And I've mentioned that before when I've talked about Tony. Transparent means you operate with clear, open, understandable communication. And he actually has very strong comprehensive knowledge and understanding across a variety of sectors, including site management, inventory control, leadership, environmental and safety issues, and cost control. If you need a very well experienced operations and occupational safety manager, shoot Tony a note. His email address is M as in Marvin, D as in David, EEHR @gmail.com. That's A as in Apple, M as in Marvin, D as in David, EEHR @gmail.com. Next up, we have John. John Dearden is a technical sales executive. John is looking for career opportunities. He's actually open to multiple states, multiple regions, but especially those based in the Milwaukee, Chicago region. Chicagoland region would love opportunities here. Very well experienced in application engineering and solution-based selling, contract negotiations at all levels, new business development and customer business proposals, territory account and relationship development, and appointing, training, and managing manufacturers reps. So if you're a manufacturer with a network of manufacturer reps and you need someone to continue to develop that network and train your reps once you sign them on, John is an excellent person for you to reach out to. Shoot him a note, John, John, @themultilinegroup.com. That's THEMULTILIN as in neighbor, EGROUP.com. john@themultilinegroup.com. Shoot him a note. Brian Keating. Brian is looking for a financial budget and or business analyst role. Brian brings over 10 years of financial analysis experience to an employer. He is really excited about joining someone within the Chicago-Milwaukee land region, especially within Chicagoland. He's very happy to work with companies who are in downtown Chicago or even out as far as McHenry County, where we broadcast from, or Lake County, a little further in. But he's available to commute all the way through to downtown, hopping on the Metro. Brian is easily reachable if you need a business analyst for your firm. Again, financial budget or business analyst, reach out to Brian. His email address is briankeating1@aol.com, and that's BrianKeating1@aol.com. And now we have Mike Levitsky, who is the last career seeker we're going to talk about today. Mike Levitsky is a very well experienced quality technician as well as a customer front-facing quality support tech for manufacturers within especially the plastics manufacturing industry. So if you're a plastics manufacturer, man, don't waste any time. Reach out to Mike Levitsky right away, and I'll give you his email address here shortly. But I do want to say that Mike has been described as a hardworking person with a strong, very good work ethic, and that the last employer that he was with, he got caught up in a bit of a downsizing. Still happens, even though I know our economy is rip-roaring rare and just doing very, very well overall. But there are still some businesses that experience a bit of a roller coaster fluctuation. And Mike did get caught up in that. But in the 5 years he was with his last employer, he did not have one single sick day. Not one single sick day in 5 years. You want somebody that's dedicated and you know you can depend on and rely on. Reach out to Mike. His email address, I'm going to spell it for you, is M as in Mike, LEWYCKYJ @yahoo.com. I'm going to spell that again. M as in Mike, LEWYCKYJ @yahoo.com. And that stands for M. Levitsky. M and Levitsky. Sorry, Mike. Oh my gosh. And here Mike Levitsky is who you're reaching out to. I know Mike would be thrilled to talk with you. And all of the career seekers, what are you going to say? You're going to say, we heard about you on the PeteTalksJobs show. They'll know instantly what you're talking about, except for the mystery career seekers who you're going to reach out to me, and I'll connect you with them directly. Now, very, very quickly, because I do have just about not quite 3 full minutes left, I do want to say one thing here and note one company. They don't pay me to do this. I just like to do it when I have the time, is mention Twice as Nice Mother and Child. Twice as Nice Mother and Child is a nonprofit organization. And what they do, they're a 501c3, so you can donate to them and ask for the donation records. But they provide help and hope to families in crisis by offering assistance free of charge. They offer gently used items such as children's clothing, shoes, maternity wear, infant care essentials, children's books, and other basic needs like diapers, wipes, and infant formula. Now on diapers, they distributed over 300,000 diapers last year to people that needed them. They are based actually in the Gurnee, Illinois area. They serve the general Chicagoland area there. But you know, if you can help with a couple of bucks or just maybe donate a bag of diapers. When our kids were little, diapers were insanely expensive. That was more than 20 years ago. I can't imagine what they would be now if you had to buy them over and over, because, you know, they don't just do it once and you're done. You know, if you're a parent of an infant or you've ever been a parent of an infant, that's something you're dealing with 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day until, you know, at least it comes down a little bit until they get out of those diapers. But if you can help out Twice as Nice Mother and Child, go to their website. It's www.twiceasnice, M as in mother, C as in child.org, www.twiceasnicemc.org. And we have less than a minute. Jeff, how do people reach you again if they want to apply for your role?
Jeff Ferguson with Shelter Insurance, 815-347-5600. 3953 or JFerguson@shelterinsurance.com.
Awesome. Everybody, thank you so much for joining this episode of the PeteTalksJobs Show. And again, airing on 24/7 WPL, syndicated podcast, also airing on 216 The Net. We'll see you all again next week, Wednesday. Until then, have a wonderful, wonderful week and best of luck on your career search and finding the right people.